Anti-Semitism rising on the home front. This month, a Manhattan Institute poll showed an alarming increase in anti-Jewish, anti-Israel sentiment and Holocaust denial in both the Republican and Democratic parties. A minority of 17% of Republican and 20% of Democrat respondents self-identified as anti-Semitic, expressed Holocaust denial or anti-Israel beliefs. 25% of Republicans under the age of 50 hold anti-Semitic views, and 37% of all respondents believe the Holocaust was exaggerated. Here to respond to the poll's findings is Jonathan Tobin, Jewish News Syndicate Editor-in-Chief. Jonathan, did the Manhattan Institute's findings surprise you? What disturbs you the most?
I think it's troubling, not entirely surprising, because what we've seen in this country, certainly in the last 2 years since the October 7th attacks on Israel, is a surge in anti-Semitism. We've seen it on college campuses where it's been fueled by woke myths about race in which Jews in Israel are falsely branded as white oppressors. But we're also seeing it on the right as various podcasters, some of whom are imbibing the same myths about Israel and Jews, some that the left uses, and some digging up old neo-Nazi tropes about Jews we're hearing from people like the Groyper Nick Fuentes or people like Candace Owens, spreading both disinformation about Israel and what Jews are doing now, as well as digging into ancient tropes of anti-Semitism that we might have heard hundreds of years ago. So this isn't what most Americans believe. It's alarming that as many as a fifth of Americans might have been exposed to this and have started to believe it. But it's also, in a sense, understandable because that's what we're getting from both the far left and the far right. And as we've seen throughout history, and it's the old horseshoe effect, as I've written about it, in politics, where both the extremists on the far right and the extremists on the far left join forces. As much as they disagree about some things, they join forces when it comes to seeking scapegoats and hating Jews. This is nothing new, but it's disturbing when we see it here in America.
And this is, as you said, nearly 1 out of every 5 adults. So do you believe this is just a momentary response, fleeting because of the Gaza war, or does it indicate a more disturbing anti-Jewish trend in America?
Well, anti-Semitism, is a virus. You can't entirely eradicate it. And it's not just ordinary, prejudice or unkindness. It's rooted in politics and in a way of some people trying to use it to attain power. But it is a product of what not merely the lies that are told about Israel since October 7th, but through the way the progressives, the wokeists have made their long march through institutions. And that's actually had an impact on the right as well. And young people are imbibing this. They're getting it from social media. Most people are certainly young people are getting their news not from going to websites or reading things, but from their TikTok feeds. And the algorithms are frankly set up to accentuate anti-Semitism and hatred. And this is hatred for the West, hatred for the judeo-christian heritage that is dear and sacred to Americans who are not Jewish as well.
Jonathan, what needs to be done about the two parties, then Democrat and Republican, and in American society overall, to reverse this disturbing trend?
We need leadership from our leaders. We need people like President Trump and Vice President Vance to condemn the anti-Semites on their side of the spectrum, even if it's close personal friends like Tucker Carlson, who is platforming anti-Semitism, or others whom he has put on his show. And we need the leaders of the Democratic Party to condemn their anti-Semites, people like Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani in New York City. This attack on the Judeo-Christian heritage is an attack on our fundamental values of our republic. And if we let it spread, It will undermine everything our country stands for. America has always been exceptional. We've never had state-sponsored anti-Semitism in this country. We've been a different place. But just as the left is attacking American exceptionalism in this response, in this way, we've seen some people on the right doing it too. And that is being seen in these numbers, which show that young Republicans, young conservatives are as vulnerable to this hatred as the people on the left. That can't be allowed to stand. And again, we need our leaders. We need the people who are truly influencing opinion to not give any exemptions to various kinds of hatred just because of political alliances. This transcends politics. This is about who we are as a nation.
Okay, speaking out with clarity and courage. Jonathan Tobin, GNS Editor-in-Chief, thank you for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.